I'll introduce this. I think most of you know me. Bob Watts, I'm Seaboard Secretary, also chair of this regional leadership program where we do monthly um, uh, sessions for regional leaders, generally led by regional leaders. Uh, and trying to see when, well, I'll announce at the end when the next one is, but I'm also past president of the Seaboard region, uh, past president of the Olam Tikva Men's Club in Fairfax, Virginia. Though I'm a native of Connecticut. Mark Cohen is our area, as you know, our VP for regional now, and Mark is been my support and mentor in doing this activity. And this month, we have a very compelling subject of the upcoming convention in Chicago, and Mr. Mark Givarz has welcome the opportunity to tell us about convention. And we also have Mark Givers too, David Glass, who's um, one of the co-chairs and
for programming, yeah.
Programming. And I work with Mark and Mitch Ross, who's the chair of the programming committee. Mark, I think most people know Mark, but he's had many roles in the FJMC. He's been convention program fair chair, worked on Hearing Men's Voices, been chair of LDI and a FJMC secretary and a FJMC EC member at large. And I think he's returning as a member at large in the next administration. So Mark, is originally from Salisbury, Maryland, which is on the Eastern Shore, right, Mark? And then he wound up in St. Louis, where he's may still be a member of the B'nai Amunah. So there he's past Midwest president, and then now he's just moved to and affiliated a new club at Congregation B'nai Torah in Ormond Beach, Florida, where he's the president again, or a president again. So I'll turn it over to Mark to talk about convention, and please ask questions. Mark has a 8 o'clock convention leadership meeting, but David, I think, can stay on and ask, talk about programming as well. So there you go.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Bob, for the nice introduction. Yep. And in a minute, I'll turn over parts of it to David Glass, who can change his name. It says Mark Ivers, but don't be confused. There's only one of us out there. One Mark Ivers is enough. So the purpose of this meeting was to talk to people who either have questions about convention or don't know what it's about. We're not quite sure if they're coming, etc. But I have a pretty good feeling that looking at the faces I'm looking at here, we're going to be batting close to 100% on all the people that I'm looking at here. Although I don't know Logan. Logan, you can feel free to answer questions, but I'm going to kind of build this call since Bob's recording it, I'm going to try to build this call so other people who may have interest about convention or can watch it and get some ideas about convention. So before I get started though, Logan, I'm going to call you out since I don't really know you. Have you been to a convention before, or is this a new idea for you?
Yeah, I'm going to be going this year, but this will be my first time going to the Men's Club convention. Okay. Yeah.
Everybody else on this call has been to at least one convention. I would feel free to say. Is there anyone here can before I give a question? My question is, why did you come not to your first convention, but why did you come back for your second convention? And forget about the 2021 year when it was all virtual. But why did you came and you saw and you left and you said, okay, that was fun, I'm gonna do it again or whatever. Mark Cohen, why'd you come to your second convention?
So I had so much fun at my first convention in 2005. So that's a while ago. Um, I had learned so much, and because of what I learned in 2005, my presidency at my synagogue was awesome, if I do say so myself. I was the youngest men's club president at our synagogue. I learned a lot, and I wanted to get more involved in FJMC and that programming, and that's why I moved. I came a second time, and I went to the second one because I wanted to get more involved in FJMC. Here I am later. I'll be going to my ninth one in what do you call it? In 2025.
So the 2005, I believe, was Chicago?
Nope, it was Weston, Florida.
Weston, Florida. Okay. So my first one was after that. My first one was the Chicago one. So that must have been your second one. Okay, good. So you had to travel. It wasn't like you in your backyard. You had to travel and you made the effort. And that's really great
Yes.
for both of
And
those.
and
Okay.
and it also, if you can talk to your, if you're looking for subsidies and things like that, your men's club can help you with that. Your synagogue can help you with that. And FJMC can also kind of help you with that. But there's things that can help you achieve the goal of getting to convention.
Okay.
I'm not a plant.
No, you're not. Is there anybody else that want to answer why they came to their second convention, why they decided to come back?
It was all the friends and the camaraderie of the people I met the first time around. Definitely drew me the second time around, for sure. And it still draws me.
Okay. Rich, you had your hand up?
Yes, yes. My first convention was way back 2001 in Toronto, and it just kind of blew my mind everything that was going on. Uh, Kind of made my plans at that point to come back to the next and the next and the next. The only ones I missed were the original Chicago one and the Casa Loma one. And other than that, I've been to every convention since 2001. It's fun, and you learn a lot of cool stuff, network with a lot of great guys that you get to see face to face. That's nice.
So you guys have pretty much made my presentation for me. I mean, the main talking points that I wanted to talk about is why are you involved in FJMC at all, much less coming to a convention, right? I use this words when I was on another call. It says, why are you involved at FJMC? Why are you involved in your synagogue? Why are you involved in your men's club? It's obviously not for the pay. It's definitely not for the rabbi sermons or the kiddush or the onegs, right? Right. Why are you there? And you guys answered it: camaraderie, friendships, relationships, learning, all the things that can do, and then when you add fun stuff like Chicago, downtown Chicago, how much fun, right? People from all over the United States and Canada, right? All the ideas that you're going to pick up, like Mark said, and David talked about the camaraderie. There's other stuff. There's the Shabbat opportunities that David will talk about in a little bit when it comes to the programming. But going to convention is somebody said it once, is going to convention is really the best thing you can do for your men's club. Not only will make you a better men's club leader, will be help your club by getting ideas and letting you helping you understand what's out there and things like that. And so think of convention not as a cost. Whoops, there's someone joining. Think of convention not as a cost, but as an investment in yourself. If you had an opportunity through your job to go to a workshop or a seminar where you would become, and you had to pay for it at your expense, but you would become a better employee, a better leader, a manager, whatever you do at your job, and you had the opportunity to do that, would you do that? Would it be worth the time to take off work and invest in yourself and that type of thing? Think a convention is the same type of thing for your men's club and your volunteer experience. It's an opportunity for you to invest in yourself, to learn new skills, to build self-confidence. So many intangibles that you learn from being around these great group of guys. My personal experience, my first convention was downtown Chicago. Oh, not excuse me, the suburbs of Chicago. It was at 2007, I would say. And I was a last minute substitute for my club president. He had decided to come, and something came up, and he asked me if I would go in his stead. I knew nobody. I was green, green, green. I knew nothing. I walked into that convention not having a clue what I was getting into. I really only had like a week's notice to know where I was going. Very interesting is that on one of the first days of the convention, the brand new, newly minted international president decided he should sit down with me and spend 20 minutes or half an hour with me talking and getting to know me. And that was Norm Kurtz. Oh, you all know Norm Kurtz. Many or most of you know Norm Kurtz. And and for me as a green guy coming in and say, wait a minute, the international president wants to learn about me. He wants to hear what's going on with me, and and so what I found that FJMC, which is even though the leadership was higher up, they weren't any different than the rest of us. We're all the same. We all came from the same backgrounds. We all worked our way through. We all struggled. And I'm not special. Everybody here on this call, we're all good friends. But we all started the same way. We weren't sure what we're getting ourselves into. What the heck is all this about? And next thing you know, here we are. In a way, I wish I had gone to convention and met FJMC people 20 years earlier or 10 years earlier. My career would have been so much better. The skills that I learned, the people that I met, I wish I had met 15, 20 years earlier. And many of you probably can say the same thing, that you made some amazing friends and you wish you had met them earlier. So meeting new people, getting new friends, making new friendships is amazing, a part of convention. So think of, as I said before, think of convention not as a cost, but as an investment in yourself. The investment can be moderated by subsidies that your region may offer you. Many clubs offer region subsidies as well. And there's other help, which I'll explain in just a few minutes. You get to know leaders, not just from the FJMC, but from other parts of the country and Canada, as well as we hopefully have a few overseas guests as well. So you meet some worldwide leaders as well. You get to know them, not just the people that you normally would work with. You get to know leaders from around the place. If you are lucky enough to come with somebody else from your club, you can team up with your club person, go to different workshops, because there's so many workshops, you can't do it all. It's like going to a cruise ship, right? There's so many programs happening at the same time. You can't do it all. Divide it up. And David will talk a little bit about programming in just a minute. And the bottom line, fun. Convention is fun. We have fun together. We enjoy each other's company. And the whole weekend is just fun. So I'm going to pass it up to David Glass. David will be the first to tell you that I didn't mention programming on my little list of why to come. I didn't mention speakers. I didn't mention all the other things David's going to be talking about. Why? They're definitely important. But the reason you come is for the relationships and all the amazing programming is just cream on top. So Dave, take it from here, and then I'll jump back and I have a few more points, and I'll be here to do some Q&A.
Thanks a lot, Mark. I appreciate it. Hi, guys. How
Yeah.
are you? David Glass. I know most of you. I'm David Glass. I'm from the Northern New Jersey region. I'm a past regional president, and I'm a member at large on the executive committee now, and one of the co-programming chairs. Mitch Ross is our chairman, and Rob Blitzer and I are co-chairs. But let me jump right into this, because it is a 3-day convention, and it's jam-packed with a lot of opportunities, a lot of things for everybody, for you guys to do. On the first day of convention, I don't know how many of you have talked about ATEED, and some of you I know are intimate, especially Jerry is intimately involved in it. Of course, Jerry, for sure. And, it is a new way forward for FJMC, and we're trying to, change course here a little bit. And we have a lot of new opportunities, but it does come with change. And it's not going to be the same old men's club, and we are going to start to move towards changing things. So on the first day of the convention, right after the opening ceremonies, we have a keynote speaker. Her name is Tammy Arnowitz, and she's going to talk to us about the implementation of change, because that's what we're going to be focused on over the next 12 months is implementing this new change for ourselves. So that will be followed by breakout sessions run by our guys, to talk about how we're going to change it and the things that we're going to do. Of course, there'll be Masim Tovim Awards on Thursday as well. But the big thing on Thursday night, well, not the big, they're all big things. They're all great things. But we will have live entertainment. We're going to have something called the Big Quiz thing. It's a interactive live trivia game show on Thursday evening. Is that a question? Yeah, it'll be the Big Quiz thing, interactive live trivia game show. It'll be teams. You'll be using your phones. It can handle 400 or 500 people. God willing, we have 500 people there, but it can handle that many people to do it. And then later that night, there'll be a poker, obviously the poker tournament, which is going to be huge. And for men who are bringing their wives, there'll also be a mahjong tournament. So that'll be something big on Thursday. On Friday, July 4th, right? So we have a speaker. His name is Rabbi Joshua Feigelson, the president and CEO of the Institute for Jewish Spirituality. And he's going to talk about men and men's loneliness and spiritual tools and the crisis of men's loneliness, and tell us it's not good for man to be alone. Jewish spiritual tools for a crisis of loneliness. And he's going to talk to us about that. That will be in the afternoon. That evening, of course, Shabbat, Kabbalat Shabbat, installation. And then Rabbi Rauscher is going to do a program on building relationships. I'm missing something here. Sorry. I skipped over something. Oh, the afternoon of July 4th, we're going to have an inclusion program that we're still trying to put together. We're still working on it. More information to come on that. We'll have the installations, and then Rabbi Rauscher, after Kabbalat Shabbat and dinner, will do a program on building relationships. And then after that, IKC and bourbon tasting and hospitality that evening. On the 5th for Shabbat, this is very interesting. We have a keynote program that will begin during Shabbat services. A man named Ori Zoltis, a teaching professor at Georgetown University, talking to us about Darchei Shalom, a pathway to peace. Ori Zoltis is Muslim, and he's part of an organization that is working counter to what other Muslim organizations are working. He's working towards establishing a good relationship with Jews and a peaceful relationship with Jews. So we'll see. And not only will he speak, but he's bringing a cadre of men with him, and they will have lunch with us, and they will talk with us, and we'll have, some type of HMV sessions with them too. Afternoon, the Rabbi Joel Geffen Institute. Right now, excuse me, I'm really dry. Right now, I think we have about 20 different programs that are going to run. There'll actually be 2 sessions of them. And right now we're blocking out rooms for those. I still need a list of those, but that's really interesting because it's a wide variety of different things that guys will be talking about. There will be stuff about anti-Semitism and things like that, but there will also, interesting topics, a lot like the webinars that we do year round. So that'll be fun. I'm going to talk about the entertainment that night, and then I want to come back to services, to the Shabbat experiences. That night for entertainment, Jeff Bibick, the Hypnosis Experience. And Jeff Bibick will be performing for us. And that we've seen film of him, we've seen videos of him. He's really great, and we're looking forward to that. But I want to go back to the Shabbat experience. In the past, we always have a main service, and then there's a traditional service, and maybe there's something else, but we've always called it alternative services. But the truth is, it's not alternative service. It's just different Shabbat experiences. Some of them will be outside. Some of them will be like a river walk Shabbat experience. Some of them will be more about discussion and HMV. Some of them will be the traditional Shabbat service, or or what we used to call the main service, and there still will be a traditional service for the men and women who would prefer that too. But they're not alternative services. They are just different Shabbat experiences. And we don't want anybody to feel that, it's an alternative to coming to something. It's, look at what they are and look at what the offerings are and choose something that, I know I could go to my shul 52 weeks a year to get the quote unquote traditional Shabbat service. Maybe I want to experience Shabbat in a different way. And I think this is a great opportunity to do stuff like that. And nobody's going to be forced or tricked into going into a main service or not if they don't want to. So I definitely advocate for you guys to, pass the word around, because I know we have leadership here, but pass the word around, talk to guys and say, there's going to be these different opportunities for you there. On Sunday, usually there'll be a program fair, but this is really interesting. Mark and Matthew Jacobs wrote a book about Globetrotter Abe Saperstein. Abe Saperstein was from Chicago. He's the guy who made the Harlem Globetrotters. And Mark and Matthew Jacobs, they were on a webinar. It was well attended. They're going to come in and they're going to do a book talk on Sunday morning before the closing of the convention. There are pre-convention programming. Mark, you have that list, right? Wait, I do.
I have it if you like.
Oh no, I got it right here. If you come early on Tuesday, there's a Chicago Cubs game at Wrigley Field. There's a bus tour of Jewish Chicago. There's going to be a dinner cruise on Wednesday night on Lake Michigan. The Griffin Museum Thursday. Golf outing. Oh, good. Golf outing, architectural boat tour Friday morning, and a walking tour on Shabbat of Chicago, which includes the art museum and admission to the Chicago Art Institute. That's what I got. But you know what? We're really working towards having great programming. It's not a 4-day convention; it's a 3-day convention. So we pack things in as the best that we can. But there's going to be plenty to do, and there'll be plenty of time if you just want to sit and schmooze. There's time for that too, because the truth is, like we were saying, that Mark just asked us before, I come to see you guys. If I can't sit there with my friend Jay Steinmetz, it's not going to be a good weekend. I can tell you that now. So we look forward to seeing you guys. Any other questions about program, please refer back to me, or I'll take any questions. Right now, we're pretty solid. I think we're almost done with the program. Right now, we're already working on where things are going to be in the hotel. So it's coming along very well. Thank you. Jay?
Yeah, I just want to add a few things. First of all, I want to thank you guys for doing a phenomenal job with the programming. Mitch and David and Rob Blitzer have been working diligently behind the scenes to make sure that we have programming for everyone, not only just for the men, but for the wives as well. I just want to add a few things that he said. Number one, there will be a poker tournament, but word on the street has said that a lot of guys don't like to play Texas Hold'em. So we're also going to be doing a dealer's choice game running simultaneously as well. There'll be a mahjong game for the ladies. Canasta that was very successful in Philadelphia, and we're going to bring that back. We are also going to be.
I didn't know about Canasta. I'll do that.
Yeah, I think we want to do a Canasta game as well. We have to get some local ladies to run that, but we're going to try to do that. Also, they're going to be hearing women's voices. We want to try to get a program where we could just do a program just for the ladies. It's always hearing men's voices, but maybe the ladies want to do something as well. So I know that's something that's in the background. It's still in the works, but that's something that you guys can pass on to your regions and to your clubs. I also wanted to, I was thinking of one other thing that I forgot. But I just want, it's just great. This is going to be a phenomenal convention. It's in a great location. It's right downtown Chicago. It's absolutely gorgeous. We have toured, Mark and I have toured with a few others, the hotel. It is a beautiful, beautiful hotel. There are plenty of places in the lobby that is intimate. It's all carpeted. In Philadelphia, for those who were there, it was very loud and noisy, very echoey in the lobby, and there really wasn't many places for us to sit and just chill and talk, intimately. This hotel on every level is carpeted. There's plenty of lobby space with couches and chairs for you guys to have private conversations if you want to talk, intimately with your friends or your clubs. So just spread the word that this is a gorgeous, gorgeous hotel and a very, very great location, and it's going to be a blast. So we need you guys to promote it. Hopefully, I'm sure every one of you have already signed up, but if you haven't, please do so. The sooner the better. And just spread the word. We are very, very pleased that it's going to be a great convention. Just one other thing. David had mentioned that it's a 3-day convention. It's actually a 3-night convention. We're actually going to be in the hotel for 4 days, in addition to anything pre or post. But it's 3 nights, not 3 days. So it's Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and then we have a half a day on Sunday as well. So it's going to be fully packed. Come one, come all, spread the words, and just help us make this the best convention ever. But I want to thank you guys for the programming and everything else. Mark, Yasha Koach on everything that you do behind the scenes. And I'm just learning so I can do the same thing, if not better, in 2027. So thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thanks, Jay. I'd like to add a couple of things. It is a gorgeous hotel. We went there to look at it in the last May, I guess, and just it's right on the Riverwalk, right towards the lake, and right near, what do you call it? The Magic Mile, the Miracle Mile, whatever.
Miracle Mile, the Miracle Mile.
I mean, so where the most expensive shopping in town is, and we've been promised that the only moms there will be the ones that we bring ourselves, right? So I think we have the hotel to ourselves. It's got great meeting rooms, great the great plenary room. So I think we really did a great job at getting that. I'm on the programming committee, and we have also, in addition, we're working on an inclusion program. I don't know if we mentioned that. And
Bob, that's still in the works.
Well, I didn't say the details. Okay, I just said we're working on
the works. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so let me focus a little bit back. Thank you, Bob and Jay. So, Logan, I called you out earlier. You have not been to a convention before. This will be your first one. Any questions that you might have for us, sir? I'm calling you out because you're okay. So
yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, no, I mean, really, I would just be curious about the inclusion programming, but you're still working on that, so.
Okay.
Logan, what region are you with?
Mid-Atlantic. I'm in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, with Tifereth, Israel.
Oh.
We're right outside of Philadelphia.
Yeah, no, TI, no, I got it. I'll be there next
Mark's
weekend.
from Philadelphia as well.
Oh, cool.
And
Howard Kaufman, I don't know you, at least by name. Could you show you pictures so we can see who you are? Have you been to a convention before? Or is this are you thinking about the first time?
Well, yes, I was at the Philadelphia convention, and I'm seriously looking into going to Chicago as well. Just thought I would listen in and see what's being planned. And
okay, fantastic.
And
we have make it.
Howard's on our regional board in New England.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
So before you joined, Howard, and before you and Paul joined, I asked the question to the people: what made you come, not to your first convention, but what made you come back? to your second convention? And it has a variety of answers from Mark and from a few other people, David and a few other people. So Howard, what is making you think about coming to based on your Philadelphia experience, why are you even considering coming to the next convention? What's giving you maybe I should do this?
Well, I like you guys, number one, and
Okay.
I enjoy being together with these guys that generally share my values.
Okay.
And I think that's a big part of why I take part in, the FJMC activities and try to help out Paul, who shares a lot of my values as well. And it's an opportunity. I think now, in America, it's important to give strength to the groups that share your values, and I think that's very, very important.
And
For
Mark,
me,
I wanted
so
to, Howard, thank you, and I'm glad you're coming back. But I wanted to introduce Baruch Garcia, also from Dallas, who this I assume would be your first convention.
Yes, my first.
Baruch, he's from the newly affiliated Temple Emmanuel, the Brotherhood or Men's Club in
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood in Dallas.
Yep.
And I know Baruch. I've met him a couple times already. So yeah, fantastic.
Thank
To
you.
see you, Baruch.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a couple of people. I think we've just elected a new board. Hasn't quite yet been installed. So I'm pretty sure I have our vice president of social justice is coming up, and our vice president of programming is coming up to the convention. Yeah, and I had a question though. So I had a family obligation, couldn't get on earlier.
That's okay.
But I've sort of done a couple of searches, try to get book the convention and the airfare and all that. Arrive on Thursday, 2-3-ish, pay, and then leave Sunday. What time?
Okay, so good questions. Thank you for asking. Well, programming starts, I would say a little bit after lunchtime. Lunch is not provided by the conventional dinner. Lunch is on your own. But I would suggest you try to be downtown Chicago 1 o'clock at the latest. So that means your flight should be coming in 9, 10 in the morning. Because it takes a little bit of time to get no matter even which airport you take. If you take the train, you can take the train about 80% of the way, and then you'd have to Uber in for the last 15 minutes of it, or you could take an Uber right from the airport, or whatever, or maybe when we have this new tool called Huva, which we will be going out to all the registered attendees in about another month or so, and the chat rooms on there, and people can arrange for rides together and things like that as well on that. But that being said, try to plan your day to give yourself an hour or maybe 2 to 3 hours by the time you get off the plane, get your luggage. And Chicago is one of those cities that has no traffic. No, I'm kidding. Chicago is notorious. It's not I don't know if it's bad as Dallas, but it's pretty rough in traffic. So plan at least an hour to get
road construction coming from the airport.
Oh, there's construction always. Yeah, there's 2 seasons in Chicago, right, Harvey? There's construction season and winter. I think that's what goes on in Chicago.
Road construction.
Which airport is the easiest to come from?
Oh,
they're both about the same.
They're about the same.
They're
about the same.
So,
Midway or O'Hare. Get your best flight.
You have more choices going from Dallas to Chicago on American and United.
Yeah, I think we're going to do American. Yes, we do.
So I would definitely plan to get there. Try to land in the late morning if you can. If you get to the hotel and your rooms are ready, that's okay. They'll hold your bag and then you get your room a little bit later. So
what time does the programming start?
The programming is going to start around 1 or 2 o'clock at the latest. We're going to have something called regional caucuses, and then we have what's called a plenary session where we vote on some of the technical issues that's going on at FJMC, and then the opening ceremonies. We don't have the times nailed down exactly yet, but I would say something's going to be starting happening around between 1 and 2 o'clock.
Right, between 1 and
everything's
2.
Central Time.
Right, and we're in Hoover now. We're starting to assign the times and everything.
And then to return, what time should we?
The programming will be over about lunchtime on Sunday, so you probably want to plan something probably no earlier than 3 or 4 o'clock.
I have us over. Convention ends at 12 p.m.
Okay, so 4 o'clock flight probably.
4 o'clock flight will work just fine. Yeah. Okay. So those are great questions.
One of the things I talked to Alan Budman about is I'd like to get more people to come. Of course, it's not financially possible for some people. We do have a $500 stipend for the region, but then of course there's airfares and things like that.
Sure.
And there's some sort of a fund or whatever that Alan told me about, but you have to ask the
That's
brother.
exactly something I wanted to talk about. So let me bring up this document here. There was something on my list to talk about. So this is just a high level, the convention dates and the name of the hotel. The pre-convention activities, if you want to come early, begin on Tuesday, July 1st, as David mentioned, starting with the Cubs game. You register here, convention.fjmc.org. If you register before February 28th, you save the $50 registration fee, which will start kicking in March. Of course, if you need questions or help, there's the email. It's convention@fjmc.org. That goes to me and to Jay and to some of the other key players of the convention. So there's 6 or 7 of us who get that email if you have any questions about convention. But here's my name. Don't worry about pronouncing my last name. It's Givarz, but don't worry about it. I'm the chair. There's my telephone number. Jay, who's on the call as well, he's our vice chair. He's available too as well. But the last thing here is a thing called the Burt Fishman Fund. And that, Baruch, that's what you're talking about. That is a fund for folks that need a little financial help getting to convention. So if anybody wants to needs that type of thing, it's something that I would just refer someone to the folks that are run the Burt Fishman Fund, and I'm totally out of it. I have no idea who gets financial help or not. It's none of my business. It's none of anybody's business. It's a private event. So if you need help from need help affording convention, Burt Fishman Fund, and if you want more information about that, just email convention@fjmc.org, and we'll get you the names of the phone numbers and the emails of the contacts of the people to reach out to for that type of assistance. Baruch, does that help?
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be fine. So now on the registration, if I ask people to register before the 28th, I haven't done it yet. I mean, I was going to do it all tonight and buy the airfare and everything and have it all set, but I wanted to do that first so I could then go tell people, hey, this is how you do it. And so my question is, when you register, I wanted to Zelle it, but then it said I have to Zelle the whole thing within 7 days. Well, I didn't really want to do that. So I thought, well, can I just put down like $500 on my credit card tonight and then, pay it out over the next couple of months or does it have to pay it all at once?
Unfortunately, since we're all volunteers and we don't have, that's very manual on our end here, and the comptroller would have to manually keep track of all these people. So if you can put it all on your credit card and then make payments on your credit card, it'll probably be simpler than making payments to us.
But not everybody's going to be able to do that. I can tell you that because I already talked to people.
I understand that. So if anybody in that situation, we can talk about it individually on that. Okay. We had an opportunity about 6 or 8 months ago where we had an installment plan that about 40 guys took advantage of, where you get paid monthly over time, and then we adjusted back for those people.
Not everybody could do that back when you had it, and so we didn't have all the individuals that are now thinking about going, nor did we have the officers that are interested till just now.
Sure.
So looking at the website, it appears that it appears that each time you log on, you can pay off the balance. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Is that
I'll put you in touch directly with the comptroller, and you can work that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, we'd rather not have everybody do that. It's just a lot of manual work on our end.
Right.
And we're all volunteers.
I get that.
Okay. Good. As you know.
Yeah.
Good question. Those are really good questions. And by the way, I just wanted to say one more thing back to Howard. Howard, the answer that you gave why you think about coming to your second convention is the exact same reasons all the guys you didn't hear talked about earlier. The relationships they build and the guys they've met and the guys they want to see again is the reason they decided to come to their second and subsequent convention. So Howard, you're spot on. I appreciate your words that you said there, and I didn't get a chance to tell you that earlier. So,
Mark,
anybody else have questions?
Are there
Yes, Mark.
tickets left for the baseball game, and are there tickets left for the cruise?
There are a handful of tickets left for the baseball game and a handful of tickets left for the cruise. Let me bring it up and let me get you the up-to-date moment.
The link is at the chat for the
Okay.
page, and the links for the baseball game. You just go to that link in the chat for a convention page, and the links for the baseball game and the cruise are there in the to sign up for those are in that page also.
Right, and it's making me jump through some hoops at the Hoover page, so I have to go to somewhere else. Let me go there. And let me click on
Basically, what I'm
that.
saying is, you might want to get those sooner than later.
Yes, you may want to get those sooner or later. The baseball game, if I click on that link right now, there it goes. There are 7 tickets left for the out of the 50 for the baseball game. And there are, hang on a second. There are
17.
Okay, someone's faster than I am. On the boat ride, 17 left? Yep, 17 tickets left on the boat ride. So yes, there are limited number that we had 50 tickets for the baseball game. We're down to 7, and we had 90 tickets for the Wednesday night boat ride. The Wednesday night boat ride will include Giordano's deep dish pizza, cheese vegetarian. It will also include unlimited beer, wine, soda, and it'll have a view of the fireworks from Lake Michigan, looking back towards the city of Chicago. So it'll be a really fun. So it's maybe worth getting there a day early, and then you don't have to worry about what time we're flying in on Thursday. You'll be there. You'll be there Wednesday night. It was selling extra hotel room nights at our cost. If you go, it cost us $220 for the hotel room. So if you go with a shared room, which is half a room, you only have to pay half of that, which is the 110 for for the hotel for that extra night.
So we just add that extra night once we pay for the package.
When you register, there's an opportunity to add extra nights right on the website.
Okay.
Yep.
I have a quick question. If I get a flight that comes in at 4:56 to O'Hare that Wednesday evening, is that early enough to get to the cruise if I wanted to? Just information.
Really tight. They want us to meet by 6:30, 7 o'clock. Well, I think the boat leaves at 7, so that'll be really tight.
Okay.
So if you can find a flight that's a little bit earlier,
Mm-hmm.
that'll be better. Okay. Richard Nebb had his hand up, then Jerry Brodsky. Richard.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for everything, all your work, everybody on the committee putting together.
Ton of fun.
Convention. Quick question, the Sunday night, is there anything planned for people who are staying past Sunday?
There is not. There's not formal thing past noon on Sunday. There's nothing else formally planned. Enjoy Chicago. There's shows. There's a Second City. There's all kinds of fun stuff to do in Chicago. Trust me, on a Sunday night, there's Broadway type shows all over the place. If you haven't been to Second City, they have like 6 or 7 theaters, right? It's something like that inside Second City. To comedy. They have improv and all kinds of fun stuff there. Tons of people that you knew on Saturday Night Live got their start at Second City. So, it's a really great place to see stuff, and there's all kinds of stuff to do in Chicago. So have at it. Jerry, you got your hand up?
Yeah, so I represent the people who don't want more friends and don't really want to meet more people. And
absolutely, we have a few of those. Yeah, yes.
What I want to, I'm joking, but the other reason to get engaged in this is really my reason, and that is I think FJMC is the space for men. It's a safe place for men. Guys have said things about their lives that they wouldn't say in any other setting. We get together. I have to tell you, it's not about me and wanting to be friendly with all you guys, even though all you guys are friendly. I mean, all the guys are great. It's about making sure that we have a place for guys. And when you look at what David described on the agenda, what he just described isn't about being friends with everybody. What he talked about is the direction that FJMC is trying to take Atid about getting new members, about keeping younger guys, getting younger guys engaged, about again, a safe space. When Logan mentioned inclusion, and you guys know I chair that one, but the work we're doing in inclusion is not about us. It's about us, the bigger us. It's about being welcoming to everybody and making sure that we have everyone belonging, right? And by the way, I should say to anybody who thinks about inclusion, we're once again, as David mentioned, there's going to be a program. It's not designed completely yet, but there will be one, right? And it's because we always want to remind ourselves that each of us are a part of various families and communities that sometimes think of themselves differently, and they shouldn't, and we shouldn't. So that's important to us. The only other thing I wanted to mention was that when we have the schedule, and David, and Mark, you've referred to this, when you have the schedule, you have to realize that Baruch and I can't sell this convention to a lot of newbies until they can see what's going on. So you went over the schedule today, which is great. And when do you think, what do you think, weeks or a month, or when do you think that's online so that we can say to somebody, here's the stuff?
We're going to meet this week, but it shouldn't be more than a week or two.
Okay, so a few weeks from now, Baruch and everybody else, we can share with other guys, here's what's going on.
Yeah.
And the importance of it, not always about us, but about us, the bigger us.
Well, and one thing, Jerry, I want to mention that is that the actual Hoover tool that we use is only live for the 90 days prior to the event. So the event where you can see the schedule online and interact with it and start building relationships and having chats with other people that will come to the convention won't be available until I believe the first week of April, May, and June. So
it's just
we can get the schedule out before that, but you won't be able to see it in the tool until 90 days out.
That's fine. Just recognize it for those of us that have been there and we kind of know what's going on. We shell out the money, we know what it's going for, we're okay. But for new guys, it's a little bit harder to say this. I mean, it's a chunk of change for a lot of guys. And so it's, what am I doing this for exactly? And Baruch asks good questions. When do I need to come and when am I done? And so when you have that formally,
practical stuff,
that's good. Yeah.
Right.
Just to add on to what Jerry said, right? We're trying to build better men. We want better men for themselves, for each other, for their families, for their communities, for all those reasons. And, there really is no space for Jewish men, and this is the space for it. And it is and it's a healthy space. So, please keep telling everybody that too.
And I just put
the link to the actual high level document that David read from, which is the shareable what we got so far.
You guys can take that right away and go
take that now.
It
just doesn't have the actual times.
It's just right. We don't. They're building Rob's working with the Hoover guys now, and they're building that part of it. But this is the high level stuff that you can talk to guys about. Can't tell them when they're going to be and what time yet.
But yeah, so grab that, bookmark it, and then you can see you can see exactly what all the things that David talked about, and as we get more, we will add to that document.
And if I can mention atid, we keep referring to atid. Atid means future in Hebrew, right? I had to learn that, but and this convention's really going to be one of the most significant that I've been to, if not the most significant, in terms of the new direction for the FJMC to really move into the future.
And it's already starting. We're talking to it. I know in my region we're talking about it. Matter of fact, this week I'm going to do HMV at a Pi fraternity this week. And that's part of this, right? Those are the young guys. They're our future. We want to teach the rest of FJMC how to do what we're doing. So stand by. There's a lot of cool stuff coming down the road.
Alan Budman spoke about it today at the LDI for MAR. So it was very well received.
So 5 more questions on me or Jay or David? Anybody else got more? Jerry, go for it, Jerry.
You want to mention, Mark, as you go down and register,
yes, sir.
Anybody who's new sees this $48 IKC thing, and they don't know whether they should check that box or what that means. Can you talk about that for a couple of seconds?
Absolutely. So IKC stands for International Kiddush Club. It's a fun and a fundraising thing at the same time. We celebrate by having some schnapps at convention, but what the good work that the money is used for is primarily due to provide to fill in to folks around the world, not just in the United States or Canada, that cannot afford it. We have sent, I believe they've sent to fill into South America, to Uganda, to other parts of the world that folks are looking for tefillin and could not afford it, because tefillin are not inexpensive; they are expensive. So the good work from the International Kiddish Club, they have a lot of fun with it. They wear hockey type jerseys and all kinds of stuff with that. But all the money they raise goes towards the tefillin. So and if you click that box and you pay the $48 or some odd change, they always want some odd number. Well, that's what they did this year. I think they pulled the number out of the sky. But anyway, when you arrive at convention, they're going to have some sort of gift for you when you check
they'll
in.
be their swag. Yeah.
Right, they'll have some of the swag, and some years it's been a little shot glass, and some years it's been this, and some years it's been that. It's this little swag thing, and you get your swag, and you're also automatically invited to go to the International Kiddish Club event, which is on Friday night. It's part of the hospitality.
It's going to be Friday night in hospitality, but it's not exclusive. But what is exclusive is the swag, and all that stuff will be exclusive. But IKC is going to be part of hospitality as well.
And Bob just put thank you, Bob put a link to the International Kiddish Club, what it's all about and how it goes. So that is a great point. You'll find if you're new to FJMC, there's lots of little bits and pieces and things like that you to pick up on, but don't worry about all that right now. Again, if you have questions, convention@fjmc.org. If you're in the middle of registering and you want to stop and ask a question, send it out. That emails go directly to my inbox, and Jay gets them too, and a bunch of other folks have eyeballs on it, and we try to answer those questions as quickly as possible in real time. So my phone will buzz at 7 in the morning with a question from convention, and I'll try to answer it right away. Baruch, go ahead.
I didn't mean to be rude earlier and just interrupt. I didn't realize I didn't see a hand thing, but just quick question.
It's okay.
I've never been to this. I looked at some photographs and I saw some people nicely dressed. Is the Masim Tovim, is that where we dress up, or does anyone care, or what is the attire for the event?
There's no attire for any of the event. The Masim Tovim awardees are encouraged to wear a suit and tie because there's a lot of photographs with them.
Yeah.
I was one last year, and Jay's been, I believe, is a Masim Tovim last year as well. And there's who else on this call has been a Masim Tovim? Bob or no?
No, I'm coming up.
You're coming up this year. Okay.
Yep.
So a Masim Tovim means doer of good deeds, and each region selects one man from their region to get this prestigious award. So that's what that is. The rest of it is very casual. You can wear whatever you want. It's Chicago. You can dress for the weather. You want to wear shorts to services, wear shorts to services. We just ask that you wear something. So
although the custom is Friday night, like to wear white shirts.
All right, that's a small detail. Just
just bring a white shirt.
Bring a white shirt for Friday night, but and that'll all go out prior to the convention. Those little details, but there's not suit and tie. It's shorts. It's relaxed clothes. Whatever you want to wear, it's perfectly fine. Keep coming. Good questions.
Regional colors. Usually, each region has their own shirts made up for their region, and each region has its own individual color. For example, Middle Atlantic is yellow, New York Metro is purple, Seaboard is light blue. So if you have
there's orange, he's holding up there, yeah. I don't know if Texas has the swag yet, so that's kind of new.
They have a kippah.
A nice kippah.
We have great.
They have a nice kippah. Yeah, there we go. Well, there you are.
We brought the Texas kippot back from Uganda with us.
They're wonderful, and I apologize we couldn't get our photo with you. We were just very disconnected at the end, and we all came at different times and we left at different times.
We were trying to get a photo at LDI of the Texas guys in the new kippot, but we didn't.
We were all over the place, but we're going to get you a photo, Bob. And my apologies, we didn't do that.
I wanted to put it on the
So we're very excited about the new Texas region, as Baruch is an integral part of that. There were two other men, Rusty and Jeff, were at LDI from the new Texas region. Fortunately, I had met all these guys before, so I was very much forward to seeing you guys again. It was great seeing you back in Baltimore, and lovely cold Baltimore, but it was actually nice. So for those you don't know, I live in Florida, so for me to break out the winter coat is I have to go dig it out of storage. But anyway, so that's it. Bob, it's our hour. Do you have any more questions though? I can stay a little longer. Other than that, that's what I got.
Thanks.
So reach out to
Thanks
me,
very
please.
much.
Call me, email me, text me, just not at 3 in the morning. Well, you can, but I may not answer at 3 in the morning.
Thanks very much, Mark, for joining us tonight. And this is recorded, and I'm going to put this on YouTube, our YouTube channel, and I'll share it back with you and all the guys who registered for this. I'll send you a link back so you can share it with your regions and clubs, the recording, and so you can, get more information on that.
Oh,
And then
we have a few leftover t-shirts that we may be selling at convention too. So yeah, look forward. We just got them on. So yeah, there you go.
and we do this monthly. So the next one is on Sunday, March 23rd. We're always looking for haranguing regional leaders, regional presidents, especially to step up and offer a session on really a leadership topic of interest to you. We're talking, this is a good time to talk about succession, perhaps, as there's a lot of turnover in club and region leadership coming. So we'll be reaching out to people, but you can always volunteer by contacting me, Bob Watts at fjmc.org, and Mark also will be looking to get some folks going on this. And so we thank you, and hope you stay warm if you're in the climes that I'm in. and have a good evening. Any final words, Mark?
Nope. Thank you guys for coming. It's been a great time. Thank you again, Bob. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody at convention.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time in Chi-Town.
Is it the same link for each of the meetings? Because it took me a little while to find the link for the next month's meeting.
No, I send out a new one each one. It's not a recurring link. Sorry.
Okay.
But
if you can just make sure to send that, you probably did, and I just
yeah, I sent it. Oh, but thanks, Richard. And I'm glad you could make it for Seaboard.
Apologies for being late. It was because I
No
was
worries.
the link.
You'll
Mark,
get the
thank you
link to
again
the
for
whole
doing this.
recording so you can watch what you missed.
Have a good night.
Okay. Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Guys.
Good night. Thanks, Mark, so
care.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And everybody else.
Good night, guys.
Jay and David
Good night. Thank
for
you.
coming. Thanks.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.